Hey guys, welcome to the SooRandom Army podcast with the Anime Hunters. My name is Reese, I'm new to this podcast, and I'm with Dro, Jeff, and Javed, the usuals. Today we're speaking about Dragon Ball Super Episode 72 preview breakdown, the Yamcha spin-off manga series, Bardock and Broly become canon, return of Gohan, and leaked multiverse team images. Let's get into some news, guys.
Yeah, how you doing, guys? It's Jeff here. We're going to be first talking about the episode 72 breakdown. Well, as you can all see, when the preview first started, it kind of kills it for you. It tells you that Goku does survive the encounter with Hit. They don't really tell you how, but you can see him clashing with Hit for the second time. But this time around, I hope he's a little smarter about the whole thing.
But I think when we talk about this preview, that the fight that they showed there, the only thing I'm confused about is I don't know if it's the fight that led to the first, where he dies, or it's afterwards. But the title does say counter attack, so
I think it's pretty much after.
But then how would
I'm
it
pretty
happen?
sure Goten. I'm pretty sure they're gonna revive Goku in some way, shape, or form. Because remember, after Goku hit the ground, Hit just left. Hit is no longer in the area.
Yeah, but
So
he did say
will
I'll be. Oh
have-
no, you're right.
He said, "I'll be back once they make your grave." Who knows when they would actually do that?
Yeah.
Or,
No, you're
like
right.
I said, they could just revitalize Goku.
But that's what I'm thinking about, because if you remember Resurrection F, when what's his face, Gohan had a hole in his chest, or he had several holes.
No.
And a sensu bean couldn't do shit, right? Because his heart stopped completely. Remember, his heart stopped completely. The same thing with Goku here. His heart has stopped completely, and he's
his
got
heart
those.
got pierced.
Yeah, that's
seen
the
hole
difference.
appear in his chest.
There is no actual physical damage to Goku's heart. It was basically more of just a lot of trauma.
Or maybe they just you see how this is coming to a completely different anime, but how in Naruto the Hyugas can stop some vital parts of your body if they use
That's a good point right there.
That's basically
Yeah.
what they're doing if they can just stop their heart without damaging the skin.
So this Hit could possibly have a ability to temporarily stop one's heart or something like that. Or stop
That
your
would make sense.
internal organ.
It would be because
Kinda like
that would
what's the guy
explain
name?
one hit.
What's the guy name in Naruto with the glasses that was with Orochimaru?
Oh, Kabuto.
Yeah, some Kabuto kind of powers.
Yeah, I can see that.
I would love to comment on that, but I don't know shit about Naruto.
Like it's basically like needles, like surgery needles.
I can see that.
Acupuncture in a sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, some shit kind of like
any
that.
kind of nerve blocking.
Yeah,
So it's like
that's-
ninja paralyzing certain parts of your body kind of thing.
Yeah,
yeah,
so
like
this
I
one actually
could
kill you.
like poke you in your stomach
Yeah,
and
that's a weird place to
That's
poke,
just-
but okay.
poke you in your stomach or your chest and block your lung for working for about 5 minutes, 5 seconds, make your lung go out of order.
Because you gotta if the heart stops pumping blood and then restarts right there, it'll create a clot, and that clot is what'll kill you. Not even the fact that your heart stopped.
Now, do you think?
You see,
No, actually, you continue this. I'm jumping to the next. Just click to continue.
okay. Because there's I'm just gonna say one more thing. In the trailer, when Goku is going at Hit, he's hitting him. You can see some purple aura around him, almost like a shield. And then he just does one move with his knee and just kills him, basically.
Honestly, I think Hit has some ability that distorts his presence in time. I think that's what that was, because you can see he really didn't go anywhere, but he could hit him.
That's what made me think that, as in that fight that was happening was before he dies in episode 71. But again, it says counter attack, so that's why I just don't say anything about it. But I don't know if you guys realize this. I'm pretty sure we saw a new power of Hit. As in when he assassinates a target in wherever he was,
Oh, I see what you're saying about
There
why
was-
he brought that guy into his time.
Yes, like that was something we'd never seen before. We've seen time skip. They show time skip.
Yeah.
He's way ahead now with the time skip, 10 seconds, whatever it is, 5 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
But when it was like an Assassin's Creed situation. When you assassinate the target,
Yeah.
so they can only
But
use you
then-
two talking.
Actually don't think that's actually new. I think he's already been able to do that, but in the presence of the fight with Goku, would you really allow someone to move freely inside time that you stopped just to have a conversation with them when you're supposed to be beating them?
That's true.
I can see why he did it to the assassination person, yes.
Yeah,
But I
assassination
can't
person
see
makes
him
sense.
doing
Yeah.
it to Goku.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. But it almost was like he wasn't going to kill Goku as well in a sense. Obviously, first he questioned, just formality-wise, but I don't think he wanted to kill Goku. I still don't think. he
Yeah,
wanted to
because you
kill
see,
Goku.
it's the hit that he had to do. Whoever sent them out, because then who orders hit around? Who gives him his missions? Who is that person?
That's a good question. Does anyone have a hunch here?
You see that
I have no
person
hunches. I have. There is some
I
foreshadowing to who it is, but I'm not going to say anything definitive right now.
might have a hunch. Even though I've never seen this anime before. You see how
Yeah.
no, this is actually goodish. You see how Hit's like fighting him in that? You see the bit when it skips to like that person just looking over like satisfied in that?
That is him,
like
right?
that could... Wait, oh,
No, that was Beerus at the end of that. That was Beerus. That was
But,
the
yeah,
foreshadowing.
good point. Thank you for mentioning that because I completely forgot that. Right? See,
Yeah.
now when Jeff's saying foreshadowing, I think that as this is a counter attack. Now this makes sense. Okay, Beerus comes in, gets involved. He doesn't want Goku to die, if you remember, because in that same episode, he's saying to Whis and Vegeta, "Where is Goku? Zeno can call at any time. We need him to be stronger. Is he getting stronger?" And he could end up coming there. He found out that this is happening. He's gonna stop Hit, not kill him, maybe, don't know. Stop Hit, and that kind of situation kind of plays out. If you know what I'm trying to say, because he
That's
wants.
not what I
Goku.
see happening.
All right, you go ahead. What do you think?
Because when it comes to Beerus, you remember back when Frieza came,
Mm-hmm.
and he wouldn't even get involved in the fight between Goku and Frieza. So why would he get involved between the fight between Hit and Goku?
Exactly.
All right,
That's
I
what
got
I'm trying
an
to make
answer
the
for
point.
that. I got an answer for that.
Yeah, Jeff, you go
The
ahead
answer
first.
is that in the next multiverse tournament, Goku is a prominent fighter. Goku
exactly.
is their lead fighter. Beerus actually said it to Vegeta that way. That's why Vegeta looked at him saying, Kakarot is gonna be our lead fighter. So there's no way Beerus is gonna allow his lead fighter to just be killed like this. I don't think he's gonna kill Hit for it, because I don't think Shampa's gonna allow his lead fighter to take a hit like that. So I think they're gonna come to some neutral ground where neither party can touch the other's fighters. I think it's gonna come to a point at that moment, because if it doesn't,
But I
then
think gonna
we got
happen.
2 people down.
I think they're gonna take a trip to Universe 6.
Why do you
There's
think
gonna
that?
be
Why
a
do you
meeting.
think that? Why do you think that? I'm interested to know
To
why
find
you
the
think that.
person. I think they're gonna take a trip to the people. Some Universe 7 warriors are gonna go to Universe 6 looking for the person that put the hit out. Even
But that's an
if
interesting
it's
point.
not Bardock.
No, you finish your
Or
point,
if
then I'll say
there's
what I'm going
some
to say.
other third, if there's some other third wheel out there, the third party.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, I want to say something to that. Now, firstly is that the main reason that Beerus is getting involved, as Jeff said, is the multiverse, but it's the most important part is Zeno, the king of everything. That's the only reason he's getting involved. He doesn't want to upset him in any sort of way. Right? So that's why he's probably going to do all that stuff that you guys mentioned. But them going to Universe 6, I don't see, because where we talk about Whis and Beerus, they talk about time travel and traveling to other universes and stuff. It's a big crime. So,
But you gotta understand, they also have vehicles that allow them to do that. Because remember, back in the tournament, that's how Bardock got hit to participate in the tournament, he was going to give him the cube, which allows him to transfer between dimension to dimension to dimension.
Yes.
So if there's such a big problem with people from one universe going to the next, then why was there no issue with Hit going
That's
to
what I was
universe
gonna get
6?
to. That's what I was gonna get to.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
And then that
maybe
tells
there
you
was
who
a
sent him
situation.
there.
Exactly. And before Jeff and Dro say who they think sent it there or whoever's been confirmed, I just want to quickly say we talked about this already, but my computer crashed. So take it away.
Alright, because you can see only God. Only God can transfer between dimensions. You see it. Not even Beerus can do it on his own. He needs Whis to take him there. Because you see, every time everybody's in the back of Whis. Whis is the actual guide between dimensions. So that leads you to believe that only the angels can send people between dimensions.
Oh, thank you
So
for using
who-
the right terms. I forgot it
Now
completely.
that comes the question: who brought Hit to Universe 6? I mean,
Because
Universe 7.
there's only
Because
one
there's-
angel per universe. So that
Oh,
automatically
yeah.
tells you who sent them there.
No, you're right because they didn't give him the cube.
They didn't give him the cube.
He did not get the cube, so he couldn't do it. That's
Mhm.
actually a very good point I did not pick up on.
So if you think of it, we kind of just figured out who sent Hit.
But like
It's
Joe
a
just said,
possibility.
it's still speculation,
why
like
I
Joe
said
said.
It's still a possibility because Vados' father does not exist in any universe. He's above every universe. He exists outside of it. So he can send or bring anyone he wants.
Third party involved.
He could be the third party because, as you understand, we know very little about their father, just the fact that he's highly intrigued by Goku.
Joe Jeffries.
I think in the next episode we're gonna see some characters on the rise and some characters on the decline, but we're definitely gonna see a lot of power-ups coming.
Power-ups by who? As in a lot of the main characters, Z fighters, or just?
I actually think there are gonna be 3 major power-ups. One is not gonna come till later on with the introduction of a new character. Well, he's not really new, but he's just old and he's coming back. I think Piccolo's gonna get a power-up, and Gohan is gonna get a power-up.
I just find that a bit too easy, you know, as in the Gohan's part, because obviously Vegeta has said he's got latent ability, right? He's got the most latent ability out of all of them. But where people have said, including yourselves, that Champa said, you know, when Gohan was able to grab the ball without dying.
Yeah.
In the previous episode, and then Champa said that you're quite strong, aren't you? I don't think that was, you know, referring to his latent ability or giving some sort of hidden message.
No, it's not, because at that point Gohan was already training to regain his original form, and at the end of the Black Goku arc, even when he went to see Gohan, you could actually see, if you pay attention to his hair, he is actually Mystic Gohan in that point. He has regained his mystic power at that point.
No, you're
so
right, because
during
from
the baseball game,
yeah, go on.
So during the baseball game, he has some of his mystic ability. He hasn't mastered it to the point where he was, but he still has that ability, and he just needs to be able to bring that back into form.
That's a good point, because from when he went to say goodbye to Trunks, his hair was different. He was sweating and all that, and since then his hair has always been in that position, like you guys said. It has always been in that position.
And you understand, back in the Cell games, he practiced keeping his Super Saiyan form on for the extended a period of time. He was saying he isn't doing the same thing to extend his time in mystic form.
That's very nice.
See, the thing is, with his mystic powers unlocked, it might just be there, and he might not have to actually access it. It might just be there.
Like the base form, you're trying to say, like all of the
it might just be his new base form, is his mystic form. And with that, if he do access his transformation and take it to a higher level,
that's true.
Like, because you know how they said with his mystic form he wouldn't have to go Super Saiyan, but if he got trained his base form as his mystic form and then took that into Super Saiyan, he might access something new.
Okay,
kind of how Goku combined his Kaioken and his Super Saiyan form.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
But
that is a good point.
But with Gohan combining his mystic form with Super Saiyan, it would be a less strain. It wouldn't actually cause more strain to his body, since the mystic form didn't. It never seemed like the mystic form was a strain on his body or anything. It just seemed like a power.
Now this leads us to, we already started this topic now, and we might as well continue it. And the next topic that we were going to dabble in was Return of Gohan.
Yes, the Return of Gohan.
Another thing about Gohan, you know how he also had his potential unleashed by Guru back when he was a kid.
But that was for that age. That was
at that age, he hadn't even fully understood his power. It was like a breakthrough. It got him to the starting point. I think that's what that was. It got him to the starting point of his power.
And that starting point power was Vegeta's max power when he was on Earth, something along those lines.
Yeah. But I think that's all Guru did. He got him to the starting point, to the threshold of power, and he had to go from there. That was basically his jump off. Yeah.
So how do
But the Return of Gohan is not going to be he's not going to get his actual. I don't want to say he's going to get Super Saiyan Blue during the tournament through some purposes of training or some traumatic event, but during the tournament he will see him back into his full mystic form, full back in fighting gear and fighting stances, for the team battle.
I just really don't want to see Gohan Super Saiyan Blue. I want to see him with his own transformation.
I don't think he's gonna get it.
Yeah, that's what
Considering the fact that he's only a half Saiyan and he
Exactly.
I want to see him with his own little.
I think his probably unleashed potential.
Like kind of like how Trunks, since Trunks, Trunks was a half.
That's what I was going to say.
Exactly.
What I was going to say.
He didn't get the full power. I honestly think Gohan is gonna get some variations of Super Saiyan God. He probably won't have the full. He'll probably be like a mystic god, or he'll probably be mystic god form or mystic blue, or he won't have the full ability. But because his latent potential will bring him to the purposes of being a Super Saiyan Blue, but not an actual Super Saiyan Blue. He'll stand at the pinnacle with his father and Vegeta, but not at the same level.
It's gonna be somewhere along the lines of how Trunks' power up was.
I think he's gonna be over Trunks because Trunks is lesser of a Saiyan than he is, and Trunks' potential is even lesser than Gohan's.
How is Trunks lesser of a Saiyan?
He's a third generation.
No, Trunks is not a third generation.
He's not third
Trunks
generation.
is the son of Vegeta and Bulma. He is the second generation. He's half Saiyan because
Same as
his
Gohan.
dad he's just like Gohan. The only one that's a third is Goten. Goten is a third. Well,
I got the picture up. There we go. All right, Reese,
No, Goten
quickly
is
say
not
what
a
you wanted
third.
to say.
Goten is still a half.
What caused Gohan to leave?
Yeah, wait. That's
Goten is a half. Pan is a third.
Very good.
And
Yes,
in
very
Bulma.
good point. Very good point.
Even though
What
Bulma
caused,
not real.
what caused Gohan to leave?
Yeah.
Go say that again, Reese. Sorry.
But yeah,
What
Goten
caused
and
Gohan
Trunks
to leave?
have to.
Did you say lose?
Leave.
Leave what though?
Chi-Chi.
Basically, when he got a family at the end of the saga, when he started developing his family, he basically stopped training. I couldn't even say in GT because GT he was still basically a fighter. He
That
still was in
GT
fighter.
is not canon. He said Chi-Chi.
Chi-Chi.
Oh, Chi-Chi, yes.
No,
Oh,
but I
got
thought
you.
Chi-Chi wanted him to stay there.
No,
Wait, are we talking about
his
power or
mindset-
leaving the house?
His mindset. No, his mindset of
His mindset.
his
Yeah, I
fighting
thought you guys talking about
mindset
houses.
and
I was like, okay. Okay.
Honestly, Kid Gohan was probably the best form Gohan because Kid Gohan actually
Teen
wanted
Gohan.
to be of use.
Kid
And
Teen
when he
Gohan.
became Kid Teen Gohan.
You're right.
Well,
You're
let's call
right.
this.
Teen Gohan.
Let's just say Teen
It's
Gohan.
Teen Gohan.
Teen Gohan was the best Gohan version because he was about training. He was about getting stronger. He was about
Teen
helping out
Gohan
his
is
father.
that dude.
But then when he got to
'Cause Teen-
adult
'cause
Gohan, he slacked off.
The thing about that is because Teen Gohan was actually supposed to take on the line of Earth Defender from Toriyama's point of view.
It's true, and
Well, we
that's
all
also
know
what he
how
tried to do with Goten. That's why he brought Goten into the fray, because Goten was going to be the next stepper up of when Goku died, not Gohan. But he's never going to be that form.
They've so much fucked around.
I think
with
what they're
Goten right
gonna
now.
do. No, see, I think they're gonna start giving more people spin-off.
I can't see them giving Gohan and Trunks, Kid Gohan and Kid Trunks a spin-off because they don't. They lack the power.
They're gonna give Goten some spin-off.
They haven't even given him any sort of time to shine, and on top of that, he hasn't even grown.
That's why I think they're gonna give a spin-off to Kid Trunks and Goten.
I would like to see how they do that.
Yeah, that's certain.
I would love to see it. I would love to see it.
To be honest, I want to see Pan. Like, I want Pan to grow up, and I want her to be the first female Super Saiyan.
I want to see
But
Goten.
it's proven that females
Kid
can't
Trunks
become
and
Super
Ooh.
Saiyan.
But if you look at it about that way, now because I know about this point is what you're talking about, but I have to disagree with it because a lot of the things that Akira Toriyama said that would not happen has happened.
It's true, but I don't think he's gonna diverge from this one key fact because he's like cemented it in there. Even the women couldn't take the grade 8 form. If they couldn't take the grade 8 form, they're already lacking a crucial piece of power.
True. That is true.
But if you look at it this way, again, the inconsistency is the tail. When you talk about the grade 8, yeah. Goku. And
No,
it-
not necessarily. It's the genes. It's in the genes. That the transformations is a male dominant gene.
There you go.
It's in the DNA strands. The tail is there. That's all of them. But the transformation is a dominant male gene.
But this is what I'm trying to say. When I say inconsistency, what I'm referring to is, okay, Goku had the tail. They removed it, it grew back again. They removed it, it grew back again. Then it just stopped happening. Then Gohan, same thing. The only person you didn't see that happen with was Goten.
That's a loophole. We're just gonna leave that alone.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's
guys.
a good point.
Alright, now Reese, say that again for me.
You see how it says the return of Gohan? Why would he return? Like he can't just return, or it wouldn't really fit the plot. He can't do that. Oh,
This
I'm
is
just gonna
how
try.
it's the return. Let me explain to you about the return of Gohan and what that title holds and what that title means. The return is basically more. The title is more for the fans because it's been so long since Gohan's kind of been out of the action. Like at more of a star role because he's
Because he like
kind
outshined
of
Goku
laid
once.
back and
Time.
well, no. The thing is that he was supposedly the potentially new main character. Like basically, you know how the son of the star. So most people expect him to live up to the expectations of their father.
Yeah.
And that title is basically more so just like nostalgia.
Oh.
It's more for the fans, as in like, ooh, Gohan's making a return to relevancy. Like he's finally gonna be, so basically so the fans can be like, ooh, finally Gohan's relevant again.
Yeah, that would be me.
I think
That would
that's
be me.
more, yeah.
That would be me.
I think that's more for
That's
Gohan.
all of us, bro. That's all of us.
Honestly, I was really disappointed when he went from the strongest to the weakest in like 2 episodes.
Man, who you telling? That is hurting my heart right there. That hurt me.
I was like, yeah, that was a bigger drop off than when Yamcha got killed by that Cyberman. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, man, you just fell a whole lot in the power rankings.
Make Gohan great again. You know,
Yeah, make
tell you
Gohan
what,
great
Tor-
again.
Toriyama has
that
been.
was a hashtag.
That was a hashtag. That was a
So
hashtag.
long.
Drove Koyo.
It was a
Oh,
hashtag.
yeah, was it?
Yeah, it was.
It really was.
It's by some
Yeah,
guy
I
called
did see
For
that.
Never World or something on YouTube. He started the hashtag. What do you call it though? I forgot.
We had the spin-off. We had Yamcha's
Gohan.
spin-off.
Oh yeah, we had this.
I've actually read one chapter of the manga and I wanted to erase it from my brain.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
But I
It
thought,
was-
I thought it's already started, right? Like they've already started releasing it and everything that you said.
Yeah, I will never read another one of those ever again. It was literally torture.
You're gonna have to
I'm
break
not-
it down for us. Like what was the story?
Did
Where
Toriyama
they
write
pick it
it?
up?
No, one of his co-workers. Basically, the story kicks off right when the Saiyans invade, and it's like right when the Cyberman kills Yamcha. He is brought back and is now thrust into the MC's position. He's now like in a whole different era, back in Dragon Ball. It goes all the way back to Dragon Ball after he is killed by that Cyberman to build Yamcha up as an actual MC. And it is akin to cancer reading this thing.
So are they more like? Is it meant to be like just a comedy relief sort of thing?
I would
Is
call
it taking it so seriously, or is it not taking it so seriously?
It's taking itself seriously because they're actually trying to build Yamcha into relevancy again. To like maybe because you can see with the next upcoming arc of Dragon Ball Super, they're bringing back characters to relevancy. They're bringing back old characters to relevancy to fighting.
They need to
stakes.
bring back Launch. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that's what I was
I'm
gonna say.
upset.
Launch. What happened to her?
She married Tien.
basically he forgot about her.
Yeah. Yeah, he even admitted
she was supposed to marry Tien and be with Tien.
He just totally admitted that he just forgot about her.
He forgot about her character completely.
And that's where
It
DBS
kind of-
Abridged made a little jab at that as well. They're all of them sitting around a table, and then it's like, hey, what happened to launch? And she just sitting at a bar getting drunk.
It kind of seems like they're trying to keep Yamcha.
But that was that jab. If you're a Yamcha fan, I recommend the manga for you. But me personally, I was never a Yamcha fan. Dro
Yeah,
knows
not
my
me
feelings
either.
about Yamcha.
No, but here's the
That's
thing: when
why
we
I
talk about
laugh
relevancy,
myself.
when we talk about relevancy, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't make
When I
sense
say-
to why they're going straight to Yamcha, because there's still Tien, there's still
No,
Child,
see
so
the
this-
thing about
What-
that,
but
I
look
think
at
that
that.
was just
Tien was in the Cell Saga. He actually contributed.
Tien,
Why
yeah,
Yamcha
Tien had relevancy more than Yamcha.
Because Yamcha is the most
Tien
underdeveloped
actually took
class out of
part in the
everybody.
battle.
oh
Yeah,
no,
Tien
Krillin's the most
actually
underdeveloped
did damage
character.
in battle.
But Krillin is still prominent in
He just gets bitch
movies.
slapped everywhere.
He has
Krillin,
his little tidbits
look,
and his
Krillin-
wife and Android 18.
Krillin is
He's
Goku's
relevant.
best friend.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
relevant there, period,
yeah,
point
yeah,
blank.
Yeah.
That he has nothing to worry about because he's the main character's best friend.
Mm-mm.
Piccolo has nothing to worry about because he's the main character's. Him and Vegeta are like Goku's first enemies, the arch rivals. So they are not going anywhere. Yamcha was a bandit.
Totally.
His
A
wolf
bandit
fighting
like
is
Shaq.
useless.
A bandit that fell in love with one of Goku's friends and then got
telling
dumped.
Because of a
He
one
got,
night
Because
then he
stand.
got
Yamcha-
dumped, kicked to the character. Yamcha is like, he is the epitome of everything. you
He's a
wanna laugh
Raditz.
at. Like,
He's a
whenever they
Raditz.
want to let, no, it's
He's
like
right, yeah,
whenever they
but-
want you to
No,
laugh.
no. Raditz is still relevant because he is
No.
Goku's brother. He will always
Yeah,
have that
the thing,
position.
Yamcha is like he is like
He's like the
center
freshman.
role for
He's like that
whenever they want
freshman
us
that
to laugh.
think he want to be cool, but is never gonna be cool.
It's not.
I
I
think-
wouldn't even consider him.
I would
that.
say he's the
Yamcha is
epitome
the
of
one-
failure.
Yamcha is
No,
the
disappointment.
person okay. You know the person out of the group that everybody gets to make fun of.
Yeah,
Yamcha, yeah.
That's
Yamcha.
Yamcha's role.
but then I wouldn't even say that because Yamcha has died. He's trained with King Kai, and has still come back as garbage.
That's a good point.
That's why he's the
That's a good
person that everybody gets to laugh at. Even Krillin gets to laugh at Yamcha.
Which is actually
Mhm.
very funny that Krillin even takes the piss.
Exactly.
That's the most
That's the
funniest
thing.
part.
That's what I'm saying.
But
Yamcha is.
Krillin has delivered
Yamcha-
like decisive blows. Krillin
Exactly.
delivered a decisive blow to
If you
Vegeta.
really want to talk about
Krillin.
decisive blows,
the word
he's
I'm
had
trying to
plenty of
find out.
times
Damn
to
it, I
use
can't
his,
remember that word. When I remember this
Destructo
word,
disc,
I'm gonna use it.
but he doesn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, but even when he doesn't do it, he's still there. He's actually physically in the fray of the fight. And you can never say that about Yamcha. Yamcha is basically another Yajirobe.
Yamcha is just cannon fodder. There we go.
But then you can't even say he's Yajirobe because Yajirobe actually did something in the last arch.
Yamcha is cannon fodder.
He is cannon for the
They're
one.
trying
Yeah.
to keep him relevant. That's what they're
Funny
trying to do.
cannon fodder. He's the
Mhm.
epitome of funny cannon fodder.
But I
Yeah.
don't know who sees him as funny
Actually,
cannon fodder
yeah.
because, like us, I'm pretty sure majority of them when he is involved, are just like, just please get him out the scene. Just get onto the actual plot. Just move him
Man,
to the
every
side.
time Yamcha die, I get a good laugh. I don't know
Yeah,
what
I get a
y'all-
good kick out of it because you know it's coming.
Exactly. That's why I say Yamcha's there for comedic relief and cannon fodder.
I think in
Because
this series,
You
the
already
the
know what's gonna happen.
That's true. But
Just
when we
like
talk about
whenever they
comedic-
fought the first two androids came, what was Yamcha's role? Go in, get
Dying.
beat the fuck up, run away.
and
Laugh.
take a
A
very
good
long
laugh.
time to let the group know what they do.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And
what
then
That's a
wait
good
for
laugh.
Sensu D.
Yamcha got knocked the fuck out. Hell, he was down there dead because he got his power took out his mouth.
Mm-hmm. He said,
He
wait
was
to
lame.
Sensu D. Let's bring him back.
But
That's why I say
when we talk
Yamcha-
about
for
as
me,
in-
Yamcha is funny cannon fodder.
No, that's
Yeah,
true.
go ahead,
That's
Javid.
true. I know. I don't want to cut anyone off. That's why I keep stopping when I say something.
Have fun. Go ahead.
No. What I was gonna say is it's nothing really important. What I was gonna say is what I think is the comedy relief so far in Dragon Ball Super is Vegeta and Goku's relationship, like their banter and rivalry, and how they communicate with one another in this whole series is what I have found to be the most funniest thing.
Yeah, it's true. Like when back when Whis was trading them in the beginning, and he was explaining their faults, he said, "Vegeta, you're a great warrior, but for some reason you're always behind Goku." And Vegeta said, "Oh, you just had to bring that up."
I remember
Yeah,
the
that's
episode in the multiverse tournament. What had me on the floor was when Goku hit. That doesn't really make sense, does it? When Goku
No, I got
landed
it.
the blow on hit, right, and Champa loses his shit. Like the
Yeah,
you see
yeah.
that, hit.
Oh yeah, you. And then
No,
you
you need to
see,
see it to
you see
understand.
Fierce's face, just like ah. Yeah,
No, that
it was
shit
pretty
was
funny.
That
Yeah, it
funny.
was.
Anyone, before we move on to the next topic, anyone got any closing thoughts? My closing thought before Jeff and anyone gets involved is just don't bother with it.
I got one.
Yeah, I'm with it. Don't bother with it.
No Yamcha, just no.
Just ignore him.
No, Yamcha.
Ignore him.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Don't waste
can't.
no more
Yamcha will
sense.
turn you.
Just
That
ignore him. Ignore him.
anything about Yamcha will not put you in a mind of wanting to watch more.
Yeah, I really after I read that one manga, I just said never again.
If you ever want to watch Yamcha, I would recommend Dragon Ball Z Abridged because
Yeah.
Yeah.
they take the
Does he-
piss
does
out
he
of
come
him
back?
completely. That is so funny. I'm sorry.
And if any of you buy the manga, you like Yamcha, I'm just gonna say this. I won't hate you. I'll just be a little bit disappointed in you.
Yeah, a little bit disappointed. Like out of everybody you could have picked.
I'll take it to the next level. I'll be fully disappointed. I have no
Oh.
respect.
Just give him a disappointed look, just like, you know, when your mom's just like, oh, I'm not mad at you, I'm just disappointed. That's what you gave him right now. You gave him the sound.
This is more painful. All right, this is the next topic we're coming to is really interesting. I find personally, is are Bardock or Broly going to become canon?
Oh yeah, Bardock or Broly, one of the two prominent characters will be coming back. I'm leaning more towards Bardock because Bardock actually never died.
You might want to
He
break
was
down
just
who Bardock is
displaced
to
in
some
time.
people.
Bardock is
Some people
the
including
father
me.
of Goku. He was basically the head warrior of the Saiyan race. He was one of the strongest and most elite. And basically one day he was sent out with his squad to conquer a planet. But in conquering that planet, he came across Frieza's ancient ancestor, Chill. And Chill just didn't like the Saiyan race at all. And he decided to wipe them out.
Oh, I thought you were
And
going to talk
he
about
used
how he got
Frieza-
there, as in to that stupid time, wherever.
Oh yeah, I'm getting it. But in that moment of fighting with Chill, he killed his teammates, but he thought he killed Bardock, but Bardock survived. Later, Bardock returns to Planet Vegeta to confront Frieza, and then confronting Frieza, he's lost in space. I know we've all seen that one part where Bardock reminisces about the fact that his son lives, but what you don't see is that he actually survives that encounter. And later on, he's thrust backwards in time.
Which makes no sense, but that's Toriyama for you.
Well, it's a science thing. There is
It's more like
relative-
where does the wormhole come from? How does he go back in time? How
Well,
does he see the
in
future?
in the destruction of his planet, you know a planet can do one of two things. It can either implode or explode. But if it implodes and falls in on itself, it can collapse itself into a black hole.
But then if you're going to go that way, then what about the rest of the people that were there?
I can't say for the rest of the people because you gotta understand, Bardock initially took the blast first, so he would have got that terminal velocity from the initial hit.
That's the next spin-off
through
series.
the wormhole
Each
at
of the
the
characters.
speed necessary. But I can't say that for every last person who was out there.
Yeah, and if you think about it, considering the fact that Bardock was stronger than all of them, considering how quickly he fought through all of them soldiers to get to where he was at the front of the line to take the blast first.
And it always indicated that Bardock never ever died.
That was there.
And he was also a
As
prominent
opposed to
character.
Broly.
He was also
As opposed to Broly, who died a bunch of times.
No, that's true. But Bardock was also a prominent character in the game franchise, Xenoverse.
And then that ties into it because in the game, Towa goes and retrieves Bardock from that time,
yes.
and brings him to the present. So what happened to Bardock after his mind control was erased? Because Bardock is still regaining his own memory, recovering who he actually is. And it didn't say he died, he just disappears and he fades out. Just like with another member of the new team for the multiverse tournament who's going to be popping up. Where has he been all this time since his revival or his, let's say, his aloftness in the world?
That was a nice segue. We're not even there yet. But that was really a nice way of doing it. But we got to move on to Broly now. Dro, what's your thoughts on Broly becoming canon?
Impossible.
Why'd you say that?
I'm with Dro.
He died way too many times. He
died on 3 separate occasions.
He done got knocked into the sun. He done got a clone made out of him because everybody thought he was already dead.
And then he got revived in the Super 17 arch.
The only reason Broly was made was be like what was it?
Basically, Broly was just the juggernaut of all Saiyans. Yeah,
but he wasn't canon, right?
I would say Broly was a footer. Broly is like a huge footer. Because in the prominent legends of the legendary Super Saiyan, it's always indicated that Broly was supposedly the first Super Saiyan, which we all indicated, which is not true, because it is Bardock who is the original legendary Super Saiyan.
Broly was just a nice side story.
Broly is just it's just what happened when the rage took over. As you can see, Broly was just so powerful that his own power overwhelmed his sense of everything. And you can't even say he really ascended to the power. You can't even say he really ascended to the power because he was never in full control of himself. He always lashed out in rage.
That's true. Reese, you quickly wanted to interject with something.
Can I quickly hear a quick backstory on the whole Broly thing?
Jeff and Joe will tell you, but don't mute yourself. Sorry, go ahead.
Basically, Broly came into being at the same time Goku was. They were born right next to each other. Broly is the son of Planet Vegeta's King Vegeta's advisor. His power level was, I think, over 2,000 at birth, while Goku's was like a little under 900. But they were stationed right next to each other in their birthing pods. And Goku cried all the time, which indicated he was going to be a strong warrior, unlike Broly, who just stood there, who already had immense power. But his anger for Goku came about when they were young, because of all the crying Goku did. It always aggravated.
It traumatized Broly when he was a baby, and made him despise Goku and everything about him.
But then Broly didn't even grow up on Planet Vegeta. What happened was, once King Vegeta found out how powerful Broly was, he ordered him and his father to be killed. His father Titus to be killed. He summoned them to the royal garden. He takes Broly from his crib, stabs him through the stomach with a knife, and sends like a Gallic gun through his father. And he basically ditches him out into the garbage and void of space, unaware that they actually survived that encounter. Later on, they realize Broly is going throughout the whole universe, destroying things and conquering planets, and his father's just trying to hold on to the reins of his out-of-control, powerful son, to the point where he has to actually mind control his son for a little while, because the power is just too much for him.
So basically, Goku begun the trauma for Broly, and then the king who ordered their execution added onto their power, so they basically doomed themselves.
Yeah, basically they brought about their own destruction by tossing Broly aside.
When you hear that story, it kind of makes you want Broly to be canon, in a sense.
In a sense, I would like to see Broly be more intelligent.
But he's just like a Hulk.
Yeah, I would rather see Broly without all that crazy bullshit.
Baby crying, no, I need to kill him. Alright. So when we talk about Bardock, in what sense do you think he can come back? I mean, wait, first of all, before we go to that, is this speculation or is this somewhat confirmed?
No, it is somewhat confirmed that one of the two will be coming back in a future event, but they are not completely sure on which one is coming back.
But will it be within the anime? Or is it?
Yes, it will be within the anime. They are going to be coming back in the anime.
Oh,
I think,
that makes sense of the multiverse. Okay.
If Broly comes back and becomes canon, there'll be way more action, and if Bardock comes back, I feel like it'd be more emotional, like Goku meets
I think it's going to be more emotional because if they do bring back Bardock, I can see Bardock divulging things to Goku about his birth, his mother, his brother, how things went about.
But then look at it this
like
way.
Filler though, like going into the past again.
That would be a filler, but that would be a good filler. But one thing you gotta remember is about the characters. Not once has Goku cared about his father or where he came from, anything. He's never cared about that. And two...
Yeah, because he's just unaware of all of it. Because remember when Goku first came to Earth in Dragon Ball, he hit his head. Which rewrote all his programming.
So that's exactly my point. If he did come back, he wouldn't really care about it that much unless he met him face to face, you know? And
That's what I'm saying.
It wouldn't be that much of an emotional thing as we're hoping for, because that's not in Goku's character. But the second
it's not in Goku's character, but it is in Vegeta's character, because Vegeta would realize who Bardock is, first captain of the Imperial Army of Vegeta.
But no, without respect, he would be more against it. Because he hates, essentially he does have something against Kakarot still, but the fact that his father is still alive instead of his, as well as being the leader of the Imperial Force, that he would not like that. It would piss him off more. But here's what I was going to say. Second point was, I talked too much now, I forgot. Alright, first I said they want to talk random. I said something about their feelings and
emotional, mother, father, meet the father, filler, cool filler.
The father, cool filler. I got it in my head what I was trying to say though. There was 2 points. Yeah, and thank you. I've just remembered now. Now you guys are gonna disagree with me on this, but you gotta remember this is how his character started. Bardock's character in root, like his foundation, he's never been emotional. He's been a hard brute force. He's never cared. Half an hour. Alright. He's been a brute force. He's never cared about his son either. He never cared about Raditz. So he didn't really give a shit, right? Because he was like a Vegeta style character. But because he became a fan favorite already, then they started coming out with the movies and the games when they started changing his character to make him a bit more soft. So actually,
that is not true. Bardock was always he was an emotional person, but he was always just reserved. Because look at the way he picked his wife. He picked a wife who was the weakest Saiyan that ever existed. His wife was the weakest. Jean was the weakest Saiyan ever. And she wasn't even like a warmongering Saiyan. She was more like Goku is after the programming. She was the friendly type. She was his yin to her yang. They completed each other in that circle. And Bardock did actually care, because once Chill killed his soldiers, that gave him the anger and the emotional frustration.
That's what boosted him to Super Saiyan.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's the second. That's when they started making him softer.
He came to the culmination of his emotions and realized he was wrong. that he's been sending his men out there to die for nothing.
Like, cause Bardock always cared about his kids. It's just that the way the society was, he couldn't do much about it with being part of Frieza's army and whatnot.
Okay,
Because
okay,
as you can you see how all the children, once they were born, were put in the little capsules and sent off to other planets.
So emotional attachment wasn't a thing.
To think about that, for all we know, the Saiyans being shipped to different planets was all Frieza's doing and not their own. Because they were a part of his army. So for if they wasn't under Frieza or anything, he probably could have had a whole nother demeanor about his kids.
Good point. Now that's just brought a quick topic. No, a quick point in my head that I want to ask, but it's not related whatsoever. But it's Dragon Ball.
Go ahead.
Yeah, good.
In the Battle of Gods movie, as well as when they brought it into the anime, we learned that it was Beerus who ordered Planet Vegeta to be blown up.
Yes. That is actually, he wanted the Saiyans eradicated.
Yeah, he wanted them eradicated. So when Bardock coming back,
he realized the potential of the Saiyan race.
Exactly. Now with
But
Bardock
you gotta
coming,
understand, Bardock and Beerus never met. He had
no.
idea
This is
who
what I'm
he
trying to
is.
say. This is what I'm trying to say. Now with Bardock coming back, do you think that this topic would come back some way and it would lead into another fight between? Now I'm not saying
Him and
Goku.
Beerus.
I would say Vegeta
Between
and
Bardock
Beerus, or Bardock and
I
Beerus,
think-
because Goku wouldn't care that much, to be honest.
Yeah, I think if Bardock was privy to the knowledge of Beerus and how he related to King Vegeta, I think he would in turn tell Vegeta that this is the actual reason why your planet was destroyed. But I'm not
if he
sure
knew.
that Bardock
If he
was privy to that knowledge.
No, I think he might have, because if you turn it this way, like the way we didn't think King Vegeta knew the god of destruction,
Hold
right?
on.
But they
Now,
introduced
you
him.
got a point. You got a point. Because in the little clip that showed where in Vegeta's memory where his dad was
Dad is
bowing
gay,
down
yeah,
to
yeah,
Beerus.
yeah. That's exactly what I was just saying.
Came
Yeah.
there, they was feeding.
Yeah, but that was in
wait.
the Imperial Chamber. I don't think Bardock would have been allowed in that
I don't
chamber.
think- no, it ain't even that he was alive. I think Bardock was away on another planet doing other shit when all that was happening.
But if that wouldn't be the first time.
Cause you gotta remember, Vegeta was really small in there. in
Yeah.
that clip.
But that's what I'm trying to say. The way they showed that, meeting and incident,
It's
that
a
it wasn't the first time they met, right? So
Yeah,
they could have met as well. They could have met, and I'm just thinking that could be a way to bring that plot into perspective. Obviously, Goku wouldn't care that much because Goku's always like the past is the past and the now is the now. But
Yeah.
Vegeta is the one who would. Vegeta's probably the one who would step in. That would piss him off because he's
Yeah,
all
I
about
see what you're
Saiyan
saying.
pride, and he's all about you are the last of our race and everything. Since the Frieza saga, you are the. Of our
Yeah,
race
that
and
was the
all this
line. That was the line right there.
Yeah, if he don't know, well, he always thought that, but if he don't, you gotta think about it. Vegeta is slowly but surely changing.
In what
He's been
perspective?
changing over the course of the whole Dragon Ball series, from the beginning to the end. Vegeta is nothing like the way he used to be.
Yeah, he's looking at the way he used to be here.
Completely. He is completely different type of character. Like, that's why I like Vegeta. He changed a whole lot from the beginning to now. So when you think about it in the long point of view, a new Saiyan appearing might not affect Vegeta as much as it would in the past.
I think it's still gonna hit him the same.
It's still gonna hit him, I think.
Cause
Still gonna
it's
hit
still his father. It's his father dying. It's his plan. Cause remember, he killed He tried to kill Frieza for that same thing, and he said it's because you blew up the planet that I was going to rule.
But they're still both Saiyans. For all you know, he could accept Bardock, and Bardock could accept him knowing that he was the prince.
Bardock has no choice to accept him because that's saying loyalty that he's got to. That's what happened between
That's
him
why
and
I say
Frieza.
Vegeta. That's why I say if there wouldn't I don't think there would be a really big issue of a new Saiyan appearing from Universe 7.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think it would be.
The whole thing I'm disappointed is they're not bringing back Vegeta's brother.
But was he canon though? He was just in the movie, right?
Sure.
Yeah, he was just in that movie, but he's still a full-blooded Saiyan.
That's true.
Wait, hold on. Didn't they not mention his brother is alive and is there? He just might not be seen no time soon. But he's alive.
He is alive. It's
He's
just
on a
I'm
different
disappointed.
planet or something. Or
And
something like that.
his brother is extremely
he
weak.
He might be introduced eventually.
I
But
wouldn't
swear,
see it
'cause
happening because he's weak.
It's not like Bleach. None of the movies are canon. None of the movies are canon, but nothing has been mentioned in the
Look
anime.
what movie he been mentioned in.
I forgot which one it was, but I remember.
He was mentioned in one of the most recent movies. Him and Vegeta and Bulma was talking about it, and Vegeta was like, "Yeah, but he has no clue where his brother is."
Oh,
Mhm.
They was trying to find
you're
him.
right. Yes, you're right. Yes, you're right.
So his brother is canon.
You're right. The
It's
same
just
thing as
they have no
Bulma's
idea where
sister
he
as
is.
well.
So he just
Same
know
with
what
Bulma's
he don't
sister,
know.
who
Yeah.
just came out of the blue.
Yeah, those characters are canon. They are just.
I wanted to quickly say something before anyone says something to Joe's point about Vegeta, and before we move into the final topic. You said, as is obviously we all agree, Vegeta he's had this long arc where his personality has been changing, and wherever he used to be from before, he's developed something new, right? And the reason I think a new Saiyan or the whole plot point of Beerus is giving the order to destroy the planet Vegeta would have a big effect on Vegeta, as obviously the reasons we already mentioned, the Saiyan pride, the prince of all Saiyans, all that, but he has a lot of respect for order, honor and authority, because like when you see Vegeta, he shows a lot of respect to Beerus because of his authority, right?
Look how okay, and think about this. They introduced the new Saiyan, Kaba. Look at how Vegeta, about him being from a different universe, but still, look how Vegeta accepted Kaba, even trained him a bit in their fight. About him being from a new universe, it was still an introduction of a new Saiyan. So them bringing in another Saiyan, I don't think it would change too much.
But that's the thing I'm saying. The reason I'm saying it's going to change is because of the plot point of Beerus destroying the one who's sent out the order, whereas Kaba was just a person in the match, and because Vegeta's always had that same pride, and he always was a prince. He always had it in him to look out for his people, regardless of what universe. So that's why he did that.
Yeah, true. To see how he taught Cable how to go Super Saiyan. But see, he didn't even teach his own brother Super Saiyan.
He never saw, because the thing about his brother is the difference. Kaba will fight when he has to. Vegeta's brother was against fighting completely.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I don't think he's gonna be relevant because of that aspect of it.
Yeah, but I was just getting it out. I was just throwing it out there that he is in fact canon to the story.
All right.
Because the God movies, Beerus' first movie, he was mentioned in it, and that movie's canon.
My brain just popping slowly.
That's a good one.
Neo, because I'm like conflicted, because Neo was a little kid when they show her, and then when she grows up, she's this really nice being, and I just want to pounce on that person because the way oh my god.
Yeah, don't worry, we all there, man.
Alright guys, we're on the final part of this podcast, the leaked multiverse team images.
Alright, now you're gonna see in the video, you'll see that leaked images of Team 7. I am actually hesitant on a few members of Team 7, but we're gonna run them down anyway. On Team 7, we got our headliners. We got Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, followed by Piccolo, Master Roshi, Tien, Android 17, Android 18, Krillin, and Majin Buu battle. Honestly, this team is like a real ragtag. I'm looking at maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 heavy hitters, and I've got 3 throwaway fights in my own belief.
You're gonna have to explain who the heavy hitters are. Because I always see.
No, what you do is you just call out the 3 throwaways, and you know who.
Alright, my 3 throwaways are Krillin, Master Roshi, and Tien. Those are my 3 throwaways.
I can agree.
I actually agree with that.
Honestly, even in my 3 throwaways, I'm kind of hopeful for Master Roshi.
I would be more hopeful for Tien out of the 3.
What, a throwaway or the?
No, I mean out of the 3 throwaways.
A Cinderella story out of the throw. I would say Tien.
I'm tired of Tien. I would say Master Roshi would be kind of funny to have in there. And him
exactly. There we go.
Because Tien is always like Kikoho.
Tien is my guy.
He just comes all the time. He just comes in all the time. Tri-beam cannon, tri-beam cannon, tri-beam. I'm just tired of seeing him doing the same thing over and over.
Tien, my dude, man. I can't just let him go out.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say that he's not a good dude, but look, all he was able to do for all them years of training he did up to the Cell Saga was keep Cell at bay for like maybe 10 minutes, and then he was dead in the water. Like if this is a battle of keeping somebody at bay,
he kind of killed himself though. But he kind of killed himself because he realized he was weaker.
Yeah,
see, look, if he is gonna be a sacrificial person like that, he better take that other person with him. That's all I'm saying. If you're gonna be a throwaway, be a dignified throwaway. Take the dude with you.
Jeff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mention Android 17, and then you can do your segue the way you wanted to do it before.
Alright.
Now, when you said about throwaway characters, I think that it's going to be Majin Buu. Like, I'll explain why as well. Majin Buu, obviously Master Roshi, Tien, and I think Android 18 as well as Krillin. But I'll get to why.
Wow, you got a couple throwaways.
Majin Buu, because he's unreliable.
I bet y'all know who that one is.
He's super unreliable. You can't trust him. His power is kind of diminished in a sense. Well, I don't really know.
Yeah.
But they have not shown much of him, and all he's going to be doing about is candy. He's going to turn the characters into candy. He's going to attempt to do that. It's going to be something similar.
Hey, Javid, can I let you know something?
No.
But his invulnerability.
You do know that Majin Buu has the ability to absorb his enemies and power up.
But they will not allow that in the multiverse. They will not allow that in the multiverse.
Yeah, but
guaranteed.
it's just like him turning somebody into candy. It's on the same precipice.
Okay, they
Because
probably won't
if he
allow
turn
that
him
as
into candy, he can. That's his ability. You don't know that.
Okay.
Because it's not like he's killed them; he's just turned them to candy.
Mm-hmm.
Which could be like a rules for misconduct or anything like that. Because we really don't know in his perspective. But I wouldn't count Majin Buu as a throwaway, because remember in Universe 6, that teddy bear looking guy? I forgot his name. But his abilities were right there along the same line as Majin Buu's. He was just able to displace the damage.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right there. Alright. But my next point was Android 18. Forget Master Roshi and Mr. Kikoho. I mean,
if you want to go Androids, we can talk about both of them.
Yeah, I know.
Let me get to the point.
Let me get the point, bro. Let me get my point out there.
Go ahead, throw it out there.
You're gonna disagree anyway, but let me throw it out there. Alright, Mr. Kikoho and Master Roshi, we already know they're gonna be throwaways, like comic relief, short battles, whatever. Piccolo, strategist, he's in there. He's always underestimated, so I'm just gonna keep him in there. He's fine. But Android 18, I think she's gonna be a throwaway character because she hasn't fought in a long time. But again, Joe just mentioned unlimited energy. But because they're a new character, an old character is coming back into play, I don't think Android 18 will be having that much of screen time. So she will be more throwaway character because of this new revival that's coming.
Can I
Just logically
listen?
thinking like
Can
that.
I comment on that?
No.
Go ahead.
I don't agree with that. I believe that the androids still can hold their own, both of them, considering the fact that they have unlimited energy. They don't get weaker, and it's not too much that you can fight them all day, and they're not. You're gonna get tired eventually.
You forgetting one. You forgot one aspect. Krillin wished them human.
Ah, yes. Very good point.
I forgot about that.
Yes, that's a very good point.
They're not machines anymore. Krillin wished them human.
No. Wait. I swear when he said, can you make them human, Shenron said he can't do that. Because he said they're already human.
That is right.
No, he asked him if he could turn them human. He said no. But if he said, can he return them to the previous state that they were in? He said yes.
I'm gonna have to.
No, man, I think he just took the bombs out of their body.
Yes, exactly. He just took the bombs out.
Essentially, they were still human. He just did
they
a
were
little
cyborgs.
change.
Androids, they modified humans. They're still androids. They just modified humans. That's what an android is. Krillin just took the bombs out of their
They're just
body.
using the wrong term, android.
Yeah.
They're just cyborgs.
Krillin just took the bombs out of their
Now
body.
they're actually more human than androids.
Why? Because they got the bomb out of their body?
No, it's not even just the bomb is out their body. He regressed them back to their pre-android state. It's not like they're completely robots anymore.
No, I have to agree with Joe. Because I remember after the Cell Saga, Krillin wished for the bombs to be taken out because when he said, can you make them human? Shenron said no. Can't do that, they're already human. Yeah.
I really want to talk about Android 17 and his prominence. Because remember, they wished everyone back at the end of the Cell games. Everyone that was killed. So when Gohan killed Cell, he initially killed Android 17.
No,
and that's how he was brought back.
And we saw Android 17 in Dragon Ball Z again.
Android 17... Android 17 has been around since the end.
You're not gonna do your segue.
Oh yeah.
You're not gonna do your segue. You're not gonna do your segue. You're not gonna ask. Go on.
Javid.
I'm doing it.
Chill.
But yeah, basically Android 17 has been around since the end of the Cell Saga. He's just been traveling around living his life. And you can see him actually in a cutscene during the end of the Buu Saga, because when everyone's giving their energy to Goku, you see a cutscene of Android 17 walking through like some forest.
Oh yeah.
Anybody see that? Anybody remember that?
What I remember is from the Buu Saga when he makes those two people raise their hands up and lend their energy to the Spirit Bomb.
And then that same go, Android 17 got a cameo. It's like a quick cameo, just him raising up his hand.
Yeah,
nice
that's
picture.
exactly that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, but he said he always wanted to be a park ranger, and that's exactly what he was doing. So when they say revival, that's what I get confused about, because he's been alive the whole time.
Basically revival, as he's gonna come back to actually participate because he realizes the stakes of the multiverse tournament. And essentially, he is still very powerful.
Yeah, he is. But 18 is more powerful than him. That's what they always said.
Yes. The 18 was always more powerful than 17.
I have a question though, but what makes me think is, why does it say danger on his arm?
Why does it say? I'm not sure. Maybe that's his park ranger uniform. Because you do see when he's wearing a jacket, he does have like a little band on, but I'm not sure what it says.
Here's another thing. When you guys talked about Gohan, we see Gohan already in his
his mystic form. Actually,
as well as
I just seen the image. Yeah, because he's basically the next couple episodes till February is gonna be like cameos of people training and Gohan getting back in a form, and it's gonna hint at a couple new power-ups for Piccolo.
Piccolo. Piccolo
You know
needs to
what?
become God.
You know what? I don't know. They should have Piccolo and I don't know why they all don't just learn the damn control God key. It just fit. They all figured out that it's possible for any of them. All they have to do is learn how to keep their.
I don't
key
think it's
inside.
possible for any. I don't think it's possible
It's
for
possible
everyone
to learn it. They
But I
can
think
learn
it's
it.
possible for them to attain something akin to that power.
All you gotta do is learn how to not let your key seep out of your body.
Yeah, but then look how long that's taking Gohan to do. Master
That's
Roshi's
why I
already
said
at the end of his life.
That's what I'm saying. Master Roshi is aimed and he is mortal.
Master Roshi is like pretty much the only human. I can see Piccolo doing it because Piccolo
That's
will
what I'm
get
talking.
a new
That's mainly
But
who I was talking about.
I can't see
the
Tien.
main
I can't see
prominent
17
fighter.
and 18 and Krillin. I can't see those
But
four attaining
before you
that
get
level
the
of
God
power.
key-
Hold on. You want me to tell you why I can see Piccolo and Tien doing
I
it?
knew he was gonna say Tien.
I can't
Gohan.
see
I
Tien
knew he
do
was
it.
gonna say Tien.
I can't
can
see
see
Tien
it.
doing it.
Well, hey, Tien already done proved that he can do shit that people don't think he could do. He already fucking went and got himself a fucking third eye.
Yeah, because Tien is not even officially. He's like a subhuman.
He's a
Okay,
subhuman.
so why you don't think it's possible for him to do shit the other humans
Can I
can't
say
do?
why? Can I say why? Can I say why?
He's never ever shown that level
I
of
can
power
dream,
or that
damn it.
level
I
of
can
fighting.
fucking dream. I can fucking
He's
dream.
never ever shown that. Like, I can't
MLK,
see him
dream,
like
damn it.
raising.
Let a,
I can't see
let
him
a,
being an
let
MC.
a fan
I
dream.
can't
Let
see
a
him
fan-
having MC power.
Wait, I have a question though. No, I have a
Go
let a
ahead.
fan dream.
that everyone can disagree on, which is gonna happen anyway. Don't you have to be on a certain level first before you can
have
start trying
already
it?
got to be exponentially powerful. You've already got to be at a dang near God level of power.
Well, Piccolo can't do it then.
Piccolo has a God level of power. He absorbed God and became a God himself.
The
He's
god of
pretentious.
Earth.
He's pretentious. That's
Mhm.
what he is.
That's
He's
the only thing.
He's
Now
absorbed
Piccolo
Leo.
might be able to do it just because he's so fucking smart.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's his
I think
strategist.
there's like
But
some
Tien
kind of
ain't
ascended
stupid.
form. I just think more Piccolo because Piccolo's a Namekian and the Namekians always have that sense of higher elevation.
Is he crying?
Oh shit.
I thought you were crying for a minute. That sound effect, that was like, wait, what the fuck? I never heard him make that sound effect before.
I just can't see Tien. I can't see him
Bro,
doing it.
I know, man. I just had to say it just because.
I
You know
can't.
what? Look, I'll tell you what Tien's gonna do. If Tien ever did achieve that form, he's still gonna
He
be
gonna
doing a
get a
stupid
fourth
tri-beam
eye.
cannon. He's still gonna be doing a stupid tri-beam cannon.
And then look at that. Yeah, after all them years, he didn't even develop new moves. He still used the same tired ass moves.
Maybe where Dro said he gets his fourth eye, he might get some new moves. I don't know.
I hope that fourth eye gives him like some depth perception or something. See the future with that fourth eye.
Oh, shit. I hope it prevents him from dying from that stupid Kikoho.
Yeah, come on, you gonna kill yourself with that. Like, dude, you lost an arm that one time. Like, my man, nobody has ever just lost one body part like you.
Piccolo did. He just grew it back.
Exactly, so it wasn't lost. It was like, alright, I need a new one. Rip this off.
But he
New
lost
one.
one. It ain't
But he got it back.
Because he's
Life
a
ain't fair.
Namekian.
Exactly,
He got
life ain't fair.
regeneration
Life
power.
is not fair.
We're gonna be going in
Exactly.
circles here. We're gonna be going in circles here, and Jeff's got to go as well.
I
So
just had to end
No,
it
trust
on
me, I'm getting dressed right now. I'm getting dressed while I'm arguing this out. I'm just saying, it's not. It's not Tien. I
We
can't
all
see
know
Tien.
not gonna happen.
Because
But
that's
you can
still a
dream.
throwaway fight.
you can
Yeah,
start
you
the
can
hashtag.
dream, yeah.
Everybody, whoever's watching this video, we're gonna start a hashtag for Dro. It's called Make
What?
Tien Kikoho, or give Tien a fourth eye, something like that. Dro, which one you want to
Oh,
do?
yeah. Give him that. Tien and his fourth eye.
Tien,
Fourth
give
eye
Tien
power.
fourth eye. Fourth eye fight. It's not too long, man. It won't even fit. It won't fit in fucking Twitter.
Yes, it will.
Hashtag Tien power up.
Hashtag
There we
Tien.
go.
Tien.
Hashtag level up Tien.
Hashtag
There we
Tien eye
go.
power up. No,
That is not my talk.
Nah, Javid, too long.
hashtag Tien power up. We're gonna stick with that one. Everybody,
What
if
level
you
up
want
TN?
TN power up.
TN
We're gonna be going in
power.
circles,
Now
and
you just
before
put
Jeff
the end, you
leaves,
just put ha.
Oh no, I'm getting dressed. I'm doing this while I'm talking to you guys.
yeah,
But
we're
yeah, I
gonna
can't see TN doing it. Can't see it.
we're gonna wrap it up now. Anyway, we've gone way above an hour. That's what I'm saying that as well.
Alright.
We're gonna wrap it up. So before we do anything, I wanna go to Reese.
Hello.
Reese, you've been featured on this anime. Be privileged.
Yes, I have.
No, I'm joking. What? No, I'm joking. I was gonna say, you've been listening to this conversation. Obviously, a lot of stuff is flying over your head. But has this conversation or anything that you've been listening to intrigued you enough, or teased your curiosity to actually start watching the show?
Yes, I'm watching Dragon Ball Super. As soon as this is on, I'm watching it.
Okay, that's actually good to know. Now now you two, Dro and Jeff, the gurus.
Mhm.
What do you think? How do you think this multiverse is going to pan out? Like the tournament, just like plot points, just quick brief things that you can think of how it's going to go.
I think
And then-
Zen-O is gonna merge all the universes together.
that's fucked up.
Because honestly, any losing team of the tournament gets their universe destroyed, and essentially the combatants will still be alive, but just their universe is going.
But he never said.
So
They
basically,
never said the
anybody
universe would be
get the
going.
universe destroyed, they got to
Yeah.
join a different universe.
That is the price of losing the tournament. Your universe is gonna get destroyed.
When did they say that?
It's in that link I sent you.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. But that's more speculation. That's not actual confirmed. That could be one of those leaked details that are always like someone just puts it out there, a fake one.
But I've had too many discussions with other people about the actual more likelihood of that being the consequences.
Okay, you know what? When you
Because
think about it,
remember-
it has to be a consequence. Okay, yeah, that's true. Okay,
Because
that makes sense.
what will motivate all gods of destruction to come and do this tournament? Yeah, Zen-O can ask you to do it, but remember, y'all all are set. As long as he exists, y'all exist. So there is no real downside for them or real reason for them to participate, other than the consequence of your universe being destroyed by default.
No, I think it's more the consequence of upsetting Zeno in any sort of way. Because if he gets upset, he can wipe out universes.
Yeah,
in
because
an
he
instant.
likes to watch the fight.
And he likes
Yeah, but then
exactly,
that's
he
still
enjoys it.
that's still not a loss for a god of destruction, because a god of destruction will not die unless he dies or unless he's replaced.
No, God of Destruction don't die unless the Supreme Card dies.
No. They're all connected to Zen-O. They can die, but only if Zen-O wills it.
See, now when you talk about consequence, I don't believe that will be it. I only think that the consequence will be coming directly from the gods of destruction. Like if they're not happy with what's happened, they will say do what they want to do, what they said they were going to do in the first tournament, which we already saw, which was actually going to happen, but Zeno got involved with his introduction. And I don't think Zeno is going to literally, it's going to be more like a joke thing. Like Zeno has always been saying around, hey, I can just destroy you two. I need new
Yeah, he said
destruction.
maybe I should replace god of destruction.
He was
But
never
then
serious
that
about
also
it.
ties into the fact that there already might be a Saiyan god of destruction.
Yeah, it could be.
That's a good point. But then again, there's only Saiyans, well, from what we know, there's only Saiyans in these two universes.
Nah.
Actually, there's actually been some rumors floating around that there is a Supreme Saiyan.
Okay, you know what? Hold that thought there. Guys, we're going to save that topic for the next video, because that's actually a very interesting topic. The next video you will see is obviously, with the topic we'll obviously start with the latest episode that's going to be coming out today, I believe. Or whenever it's coming out.
Yeah, later on today.
And we're going to obviously talk about the week's topics in regarding to anime, Dragon Ball. We're going to talk about some other franchises now, because these guys have been wanting me to finish Bleach off and such. We might talk about that. And followed by this new topic that has, come up, that has, why am I trying to say something? I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
This new topic that has come up from this topic, which is
Find
the
out the
new
rest of the
topic,
next episode
which is
of Anime Podcast.
which is there actual a Saiyan god of destruction, for us saying can. That's an interesting topic. We'll leave that for the next episode. And Reese, you do the outro because what you just said, we're going to do that. You continue it. We do that right now. Go on.
Find out the rest in the next episode of Anime Podcast.
I thought you said anime porn for a minute.
No.
Yeah.
No. I said pod.
Okay. Well, we'll find out the answers in the next episode of...
Anime Hunterz.
Yeah, I was just waiting for someone to say I was been left hanging there.